Hi everybody, welcome to Wool and Wine, episode 41. I'm Tammy.
I'm Claudia.
I'm Janet.
And welcome back, all you viewers. And if you're new here, we're an Itty podcast, and we're super happy to have you.
We are recording today from the south part of Dayton in Bellbrook, Ohio. Today is the 29th of May, and it is a cool day today.
It is a cool day. I got my sweater out.
Yes, we're all dressed in
Warm stuff.
I'm sure. Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And we're celebrating our 4,000 subscribers today.
Yeah, we are.
That is so cool.
Uh-huh.
So, one of our viewers wrote us the most beautiful poem that we want to read to you. It is amazing, and when we're done, I'll put it on the screen. But the viewer's name is Deborah 1961, and we're each going to take turns reading a part of it.
Okay. So it starts off, in the realm of wool and wine, where threads and stories intertwine. We toast to 4,000, our hearts aligned, with joy and thanks, a milestone divine.
From fibers spun to glasses raised, each subscriber a star ablaze. Together we've journeyed, woven and sipped, through every tale our hearts uplifted.
Here's to the yarns and vintages shared, to every listener who showed they cared. 4,000 strong, with cheers and glee, we celebrate this tapestry. And that is so cool.
It
you
is
guys,
beautiful.
it just like
It
warms
is
our heart.
so cool.
That was
does.
like so
That's
well written.
perfect.
Yeah, it almost made
It's
me
perfect.
cry.
Yeah, my eyes are kind of watering up.
Yeah. Because you guys you make our tapestry complete.
Yes.
It's like we are the thing. So
Yeah.
that is so cool.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that was so sweet to write that.
so here's to all of you, right?
Yes.
Cheers
Cheers.
to all.
Sauvignon Blanc? Is that right?
I don't know. It's
This
not-
is a French white wine.
Oh, okay.
that is delicious.
Very
Yummy
nice.
yum.
Okay, so today we've got what we're wearing. We have some finishes, lots of whips, dream knitting.
And we have to announce the winner.
Oh yeah, we do.
Oh, yes.
That'll be in a bit though.
Yeah.
So what are you wearing?
I have on the Forager by Isabell Kraemer. And it was knitted in Rowan felted tweed, and the colorways Barbara. And I'll tell you what, I love it. It's so pretty, and I love all the speckles in it and the details around the sleeve and around the bottom, and
It's beautiful.
thank you. I really love this sweater though. Looks like one sleeve shorter, but nah, maybe not.
It's probably just the way
Because I'm like,
it doesn't look like it when you stand there.
anyway, yes, this was a really fun knit. Yeah, she's so good about how she does her sleeves, and it makes it look like they're set in, and just really a great design.
And that's DK, correct?
It's DK, and I knit the size 4. So I think that was I don't know, 44, 45, something like that. So yeah, and is a DK, and I don't know what else to say about it
really
other than
great.
it was fun to
Yeah.
knit because there's always something to do. Yeah, so all right.
So I'm wearing the Arco Iris by Hohi Locatelli. And here's the video. So the yarn I used for that was the Sheepish Creations, and it's a Superwash merino wool in DK, and the colorway is rainbow tweed.
Isn't that pretty?
Yeah, that's
got
the one that
all
looks
the
like
pretty
shavings
colors.
from a box of crayons.
Yeah, it is. It's really pretty. I like the way the hem ribbing is
Yeah.
done.
That is
Yeah, thank
beautiful.
you.
Yeah.
So the sleeve that I just showed you had that beautiful like cable detail in it, and the same with the bottom of the sweater. And so then you have this beautiful V-neck
At the
detail. And Hobbii used the sparkles in her sample, and I just loved it. And when I bought this yarn, I realized this was the pattern I wanted to make with it.
yeah,
So-
it's a great yarn.
Really like it.
That's beautiful. You should be proud of those, both of you.
Yeah.
All right, so
And you, what
I
are you
am wearing the adult Hoya vest, and this was a test knit that I did, I want to say a couple of years ago now,
Was it that long?
probably,
Time flies.
by Tatsiana Matsiuk, and I could be pronouncing that incorrectly, but her name will be typed here. And then the video. Of me wearing it. And I did this in Patons Classic Wool DK and the Superwash. And I'm not exactly sure, I couldn't find the ball band today, but on the Ravelry page, it'll have exactly what this was. I just called it a gray colorway, and I think it was just a number, honestly. And I did the size 2 in this. So it has the most beautiful details on it.
Oh wow, yeah.
And like down the side, isn't that so cool? And then these little ties. I first thought they might be annoying, and then I just thought they were so cute. I've had visions of doing this band. So the way this is knit, I should probably describe that. I think it's top down. I think. I can't even remember. It's been that long ago. But this bottom band, when you're done, you pick up around and apply it. So it goes, you're actually knitting in this direction, and you knit these tails. So I've just got them looped over, but you knit the tail, and then that's kind of a double knit. And my yarn is pretty bulky. If you did this like in maybe a sport weight with mohair, it would be less bulky, and I think you could tie these in a little knot. But it was really fun. So you knit the band, and then you attach it across the front, and then you knit the other band, and then you do the same thing across the back. And it's just super fun. And you know, who doesn't need a vest? I know I do. Today, it's chilly out
It
there.
is chilly
But
out
yeah,
there
I was
today.
thrilled to be able to do this for. And she's got several other patterns out. So you might give her a look. She's one of the lesser known designers. And I think that I signed up for this on, what is that website that we get an email from every day that has
Oh, goodness.
yarn? I'm going to tell you because I think it's kind of important. It's an email form.
That's so funny because I can't remember.
I know,
it
and
either,
we've all looked at it.
Pond, something.
Yarn Pond.
Yarn Pond. And I think she had posted it on Yarn Pond and was looking for test knitters. So if you're interested in test knitting for people, you might try that. I'll put the link in the show notes at the very end under other things that we talk about, because there are people out there that are lesser known and they really do need folks to test knit for them. So You know, there's always interesting things out there, and I was glad to be able to do this for her. So anyway, have you finished anything?
No.
Okay. I know you have. I can see him sitting there.
I know.
So the first thing that I have finished is the Trillium Lake by Kay Hopkins. And here's the video. Here's kind of a close-up look. I've got my label in there from the Etsy store. The yarn that I used on this was the Uru.
Uru. It's hard to say.
Uru yarn and Asher. And the colorway is called Old Barn. So I really enjoyed knitting this sweater. And it had this special, this hem that is the Estonian method of, it's like a
Bind off.
a bind off that is, what's the word
I-cord?
for that?
Stretchy?
No, stretchy. Woo! Having some struggles
Sounds
today. Woo! Stretchy bind off. So I've worn this already, and when I wore it, it ended up curling, even though it
just
doesn't.
rolling a little bit. Yeah.
Even though it doesn't, it's not doing it now, but sitting in it, I guess because of the length, when I sit there, it's bent.
Yeah, it pushes up on it.
So then it curled up, and I honestly did not like that at all. So I'm most likely going to rip back on this and make it a little shorter, and I think at the same time, I'm not sure that I'm going to do this bind off again. I think I'm just going to do just a small one by
little
one rib,
yeah.
and then just bind off.
Well, you could
So-
do more rib, a little rib, and then do that bind off. Like just, you know, if you do like a half an inch of rib, it might keep it, that'll keep it from rolling.
It might.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so that's to come. So I'll probably do that here in the near future because I really like this sweater, and I don't like that it does that rolling when I sit. So
So what's
I need
the
to change it,
content?
so I'll wear it.
What is that yarn?
So this yarn is, it's one of the old knit crate yarns, and it contains some linen and some other fibers. If you go to the website and the show notes, you'll find exactly what all it is, but I can't remember.
But
I
it's
think
very
lyocell.
summery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like lyocell, linen,
Plant fibers.
yeah, plant fibers.
Okay,
Probably.
'cause
So it's a
that's what
very
I- yeah.
summery
It feels like that.
shirt.
Pretty.
It's beautiful, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Color's
you.
great.
And it's got, the yarn has some texture to it. It's kind of nubby,
Right.
but it makes it
Right.
a really, yeah, it's a really
And I don't
cool
know
look.
if you can see it,
I bet they can, yeah. I bet it's coming up.
but
Camera's pretty darn good.
right. So pretty special.
Excellent.
Lovely.
Yeah, and no
Thank
modifications
you.
except what you're gonna do, right?
Right. Right. And I think I made the size 2, which was like the 40-inch. I'm
Yeah.
pretty standard on making the 40-inch if that's available
Right.
or close to it.
Yes. Okay, so my next one is the Sommerknus by Elsebeth Judith. And I couldn't stand it when Claudia wore hers recently and then Janet finished one. We all got the pattern at the same
That
time
was
when it
so
first
funny.
came out. And for whatever reason, I was living vicariously through them, just or maybe more through Claudia because she made hers a long time ago, right? And then you just did yours. I couldn't stand it.
Yeah, I did mine last year.
Yeah. So here's the video. And then here is the beautiful sweater up close. So you can see the drape in it. Oh my gosh, this is really, really nice. The detail shows up so well. And so it's funny, I blocked it when I had the sleeves on hold, and I don't think I had finished the ribbing. I think I was trying to determine if, because it's so drapey, sometimes linen will either, on something the size will grow wider or it will grow longer because of the gauge being so large. Those stitches have to go someplace, But this is Wanderlust linen by Amirisu. And here's the tag for that. So this is Ghost Ranch, and it is what do they call a chainette linen. And surprisingly, it didn't stretch lengthwise or widthwise because the chainette, it kind of sticks to itself. It almost is like all these little bends to get it into that chain. And it's super soft where I blocked it, and I didn't re-block it after I finished the sleeves and the hem. And you can sort of see it, but I've actually already worn it. And then when I was folding it today, I realized under the arm, I still have yarn to weave in, ends to weave in. So shame on me, but I guess when I wore it, they weren't hanging out.
I have one too. I put this on today and I'm like,
oh, yep. It's like, uh-oh.
Whoopsie, forgot that one.
Uh-oh. But you tuck them in there and they're just fine.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And we're all getting better about putting our tags on. This one is one of the older ones that I have. It just says Knit by Tambra and it wraps around, also from Etsy. But I really love this, and now I am in the Sommerknus Club with the girls because
Terry made one too, right?
I think she did, yeah.
She did, yeah.
Yeah. That's another one of our girlfriends that we knit with. And I'm just
Yeah.
going to toss it over there for now.
Yeah, so you may want to have a Sommerknus episode.
Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
we so could, yeah. Terry's going to be going with us to Rhinebeck. Oh, before I forget, if any of you hear about Rhinebeck tickets going on sale, could you just let us know? I keep going out and checking the website every once in a while. And, but if you see that they're on sale, leave us a comment because we're going to go to that and Cakepalooza. And we will go to pick up every stitch on Friday.
Is it Thursday or Friday?
Thursday. It's Thursday. Yeah. It's on the road to Rhinebeck, so it's
Right.
Thursday. And if there's anything else happening that day, somewhere in that vicinity, we'd love to know about that too.
Yeah.
And Friday, after Cakepalooza, we don't really have plans other than maybe just going back and knitting and drinking and knitting and making dinner and hanging out. Yeah. Okay, so works in progress.
She still has another finish to
Oh,
talk
I
about.
do.
Yeah.
Janet. Man, you've been rocking and
do.
rolling. Okay, then. Girl.
All right, so my next finish is the Autumn Alpine by Caitlin Hunter. And here's the video.
I know.
And here's
The
another
colors she picked are wonderful.
close up of it.
I love those finishes on the sleeve and
Yeah.
Oh.
the details are really cool.
So this was a lot of knitting. I think the gauge was 24
Four.
stitches per inch. And this is like a sport weight.
Oh, that's right.
This alpaca is like a sport or a light DK. And then this is just an alpaca colorway of, I can't remember what it was.
Natural gray.
Like a, it says natural.
Right.
So that must have been what it is.
Is this Galler Farms?
Or like a silver gray, I guess what they call it.
Is it Galler Farms?
But this is the Galler Farms.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Prime alpaca. Thank you, Tammi.
Yeah. I love I love this. I might be allergic to alpaca though.
And then
Oh, you have to give your
Every
alpaca
time
yarn
I'm like,
away.
oh hell no. I'll just suck a cough drop.
so the color work is done in a hand spun yarn that I bought at the local wool festival, and it is by 5 Pine Fibers. And so I love the idea of
That's
knitting with
beautiful.
hand spun, and it is a sport weight as well. So I'm really happy to get it done, and today actually would have been a nice day to wear it. Probably.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
So
yeah.
cool
It's
today.
beautiful.
But yeah, I'm happy. I pretty much did everything by pattern, and this one used the Jenny's super stretchy, surprisingly stretchy bind off on it.
Huh.
So I did that both on the hem and on the sleeves, which was also part of the pattern.
So is
So
that
I
where you
followed
knit
that.
two together through the back loop? You knit one and then you
knit one, you slip one, and then you slip.
you
Maybe
slip it
that's
back.
I get confused on the sweater I just did, the other sweater, the Trillium Lake.
Because
I-
this looks like the
I
one
can't-
where you knit two together through the back loop and then you slide that stitch back to your left needle and knit it together through the back loop and you just keep sliding it back. Because it does that thing that almost looks like an I-cord.
It's really pretty.
Right, it does.
Beautiful, yeah.
I don't remember exactly. That could very well be the way I did it. Because I did something similar with the Trillium Lake sweater and with that stretchy bind off. So I don't remember exactly what was what. Even though I just did it.
Well,
So I just
know,
finished this.
we've got so many things on the
Oh.
go. I mean, you pick something up and you put it down and you pick something else up.
Right.
Yeah, it's whatever Jenny's stretchy bind off is. And it was actually Andrea Mowry's video that I watched on that. She has a nice little video that shows you how to do it. So
Well, it's beautiful.
that's what I used.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Way to
it's
go.
gorgeous, yeah.
Yeah, you'll get a lot of wear out of that. I think.
And that hand
Yes.
spun.
I
Oh
know,
my
I know. I
gosh,
just
that's
love that.
so neat.
Yeah, since none of us do we don't spin yarn, when you can find it like that out in the wild for sale, that somebody else
Out
has
in the wild.
spent all their time on, it's so nice to be able to buy that.
It is.
It's really beautiful. And that one was from Yellow Springs?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was from the
Wool Gathering.
Wool Gathering, yes.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they'll be there again. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to talk about a whip?
I can do that, yes. So, one of my whips is the Anjou sweater by Skaney Dipping. It just cracks me up every time I say that. And the yarn I used is Ewetopia Helix DK and Knit Picks Paragon colorway tapestry. And I got the body finished. I don't think I had it finished last time, but the body is finished. So it has the color changing, and then all of a sudden it gets really light, and I'm not excited about it, but I also don't want to go back and rip it out.
But you have that same color that will feed into the sleeves,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's going to make sense once you do the sleeves. and
Okay.
It
If you
will.
say so.
I'm pretty sure it will.
But I mean, it fits perfectly. I did change the gauge because it called for worsted, and this is DK. And so I changed the gauge a little bit. I think it was an 18 gauge, and I'm doing 20. So I went up a size. And so here we go.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I'll start on the sleeves soon, but I'm really happy with the way it fits.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks awesome, and
Make a gorgeous vest if you just finished the armholes like right there.
right, it would actually. I don't know what
The
I'd do
shaping.
with it.
Yeah, no, I don't know either. I'm just saying the shape of it is so good.
Yeah, it really is. So, yeah. So there
That's
it
beautiful.
Very beautiful.
and
Yeah.
it's so soft. This Knit Picks Paragon
Paragoning.
is so soft, but sadly it's out of production. Yeah, so.
Those combinations of colors are so pretty
It is,
together.
Oh, thank you.
yeah,
Tom.
that's really good.
So I will probably be wearing this at Rhinebeck if if the weather allows it.
And that would be appropriate because you saw the pattern first on the designer at Rhinebeck.
I sure did.
That's
yeah.
perfect.
I
That's
know.
like-
I know. Exciting, right?
That's like closing the loop.
I know.
Right.
That's what
If you wear it, I hope we run into her.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
That would be so cool. Yeah.
Besides that, I want to meet Miss Skaney Dippin'.
Skaney dipping, yeah.
I do too.
Yeah, she was cute. Just a little thing.
That's well, it's an adorable name, so.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I mean, that would have been fun. That would be fun for a podcast.
All right, so do you want to show, how many whips do you have?
I have two.
I'll show a whip.
Okay.
Okay, so guys, I have been working on my Orbits by Rachel Illsley. Ooh! So I would have already shown the picture of the one that is my inspiration for the colors, and gotta get the bag out. I always know which one it is. It's the one with the big hard cone because this beauty is being knit with Holstgarn Supersoft on a cone in the Prussian blue colorway. So a whole sweater, and I have all that left. It's just crazy. And I am doing color work with the Hobbii Dream Color, and the color is colorway 12, but it is Sandy Coastline. So here is what this looks like, and it has all of these taupey, tanny, sandy colors on the inside of it. And like I said, this is Prussian blue. Oh, that's really accurate. That's pretty good. And then here is the sweater. So I have finally finished the color work, and I tried on one sleeve. I still have the other sleeve to go, but it's not that much. You can see from where I pick up, it's right under here. So it's not that many rows that I have to do, but I tried this thing on today and it looks so cute as a short sleeve sweater. I am seriously considering just doing ribbing from right here and calling it a day. I'm just trying to figure out how wearable a short sleeve color work sweater will be, because you know the Supersoft plumps up nicely. And so this is the first time I've knit with the Dream Color by Hobbii, so I don't know if that part will be too warm to consider it short sleeves.
You could do a 3/4, and then you could do like spring fall.
Yes. And that was the other thing. So I just realized that the collar is twisted rib, and when I did the ribbing on the bottom, I didn't do twisted rib, so I may be ripping that back and
Oh, I don't think it looks any.
and doing it in twisted rib. We'll see. I may or may not. It depends on how done I am by the time I'm done. But I'm happy to say I have finished that. So I think I did the body in a 4. No, I did it in a 5. I think the whole thing was in a 5, and when I got to, you can see the line, I think, yeah, right under the color work right here, where I blocked it before and had to go back and rip it out because the Supersoft by itself, when it's not color work with that strand behind it, I felt like it wasn't substantial enough of a fabric on a size 4 needle, so I went down to, I'm on a size 5 needle, so I went down to a 4 for the body, and I picked up the sleeves with a 5 because I was still doing color work, but now that the color work is done, I went back down to a 4 because I want that fabric to be the same as the lower body part. But man, I got excited when I put it on today. It's like,
It's so gorgeous. I mean,
It's-
looking
Yes,
at it on the screen is
I mean,
amazing.
look at that. Those colors are just so good. And you can see that color changing yarn. I did nothing with the body. I just knit from the skein, and it did all that. And it was really easy to make the sleeve match up with the body because there was plenty of yarn in that skein. I mean, this is enough to do another whole color work
Wow.
sweater,
Oh,
I think.
really? Wow.
Oh, I think so, yeah. I mean, that's fingering weight, and there's quite a bit there. But I did do color management for this little bit just to get it to match the body because I had so much left.
I think the thing I like about this color is the colorway is because it's not a super drastic shift in color. It's what
It's
I mean?
very gradual, yeah.
It's very gradual, and it's not.
So where it looks tan, what she's talking about, I think if I get up close enough, you can see that the tan is tan by itself and then tan twisted with blue. So it's very gradual. And then the tan turns more into blue twisted with blue. So it's a super gradual fade, and it looks just so
Gorgeous.
so nice, yeah. So anyway, I am really happy to report that I have made progress, and this is so close to being done. I think that's going to be my focus for the next little bit. So hopefully next time I'm wearing that as a finish. That
Yeah.
would be really, really good.
It would.
But with the color management, this is all I need. That little nubbin to finish the other sleeve. I wound off a ball that was identical for one sleeve and the other. And then I've got a couple more balls upstairs that I had to wind off to get to that point. So when I said there's enough for a whole nother sweater, it's that plus a ball that's probably 3 times the size of the one I just showed left over. So there's plenty, yeah, and that would be really gorgeous. So anyhow, that was
Nice.
a whip. Do you want to
Beautiful.
go?
Sure.
And then I'll do it again.
How many do you
I'm getting
have?
busy. I think I have 4.
I have 2 more.
1, 2, 3, 4 more down there. So what do you have?
I have the Pressed Flowers Pullover by Amy Christoffers.
We're so happy she's got this going.
Yes.
That is so pretty though. Oh my
So
goodness. Look at
here's what I have so
those
far.
colors.
So I started working on the sleeves so I could do a little bit of color management. So I've got the yarn balls in each sleeve as I go along. And then for the bottom, here's what yarn I have left of the first skeins, which is not much. And
Oh my gosh.
I'm happy with my progress so far with this.
Right.
So the yarns that I use is the Kelborn Woolens, and it's Mulberry Heather. Yes, is the colorway.
The dark purple.
on
right?
it's Scout. Kelborn Woolen Scout and Mulberry Heather is the color.
So pretty.
And then for the color work, this is the Yarn Hero Merge Sport. And the colorway on that is Groovy.
And it is.
So originally I had some that I've shown in previous episodes from Feederbrook Farms. I had the Entropy DK, well it was actually the Mill-Ends.
Yeah.
And I don't think that that's gonna work really well, so I was unsure about how that was gonna work. So I ended up purchasing this other skein. And this is what it looks like.
The other skein of
Feederbrook Farm. Entropy DK.
What's the colorway of that one?
The colorway, I can't remember what it was. Free Fall.
Oh,
Free Fall is the colorway. And then here's what the tag looks like on the Yarn Hero Merge Sport. Just to give you a feel for that. And that was the groovy color. So I think that this new skein that I got with the Free Fall goes better than the Mill-Ends. Had more blues and you know, just didn't, it had a lot of blue and green, basically. So this to me will probably flow a little better with this particular sweater.
Yes.
I
So,
think it'll be perfect.
it will. It'll be so good.
yeah.
And she was just in such a quandary because the three balls. When you get the Mill-Ends, it's not one continuous skein. It could be 2 or 3 or even 4 different loops of yarn that they've skeined together, and when it's all skeined up in this great big yarn baby, it looks like it all goes together because of the way it's all twisted, and it looks like it's going to morph, you know, from one color into another to another. And when she opened it up and wound them up and had the 3 skeins sitting side by side, it wasn't like a continuous color flow from one to the next. And I had that leftover Yarn Hero, well, not even leftover, it was a brand new skein, but it had been in my stash for a while, and I thought it went really well with the biggest skein of her Mill-Ends, and said, hey, why don't you just use this to start? And then when she did, oh my gosh, we had no idea it was going to be, I mean, I knew it was going to be pretty, but I had no idea it was going to be that gorgeous with that purple. But as she got further along, that first big Mill-End skein, she had less confidence that it was going to be a good enough match, because this is so vibrant all the way down.
It is. It's so beautiful.
Very vibrant. And
Yeah.
there was one section of that Mill-Ends, it was a very small section that had some pinks and yellows. The rest just had all blue and some green in it.
Yeah, and it just wasn't
And
gonna...
I just didn't think it was going to flow well enough
Yeah.
with this. I wanted to go ahead and go to Yarn Hero and buy another colorway of this
Another one of the groovy, yeah.
of the groovy, but they are traveling to all the yarn shows right now, so you cannot
shop
purchase.
is closed.
Yeah, shop is closed. You cannot purchase the yarn. So then I went back to Feederbrook, and of course I found this. I thought this will
That's gonna go
definitely
really good.
work
It
Yeah.
is.
much
It
better.
absolutely is, yeah.
So
It is.
we'll see how that does
Oh, it's
in the
gonna be
future.
Beautiful, yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh, and also I do have the tag here on the Kelborn Woolens
on the
Scout.
Yeah.
And this is what that looks like. That's a wonderful yarn. It's a non-superwash, and it's a DK, and it's just lovely.
Yep, that is absolutely...
It's just a lovely yarn to knit with.
That pattern is so good.
It is a lot of fun.
When I finished mine, I felt like I needed to cast another one on right away because it's such a methodical. You just get in a groove of, especially when you get to the body, you know.
Right. It's so fun because you're working on the color. You do 2 rows of the real colorful yarn, and then you go 2 rows of the purple or whatever your main color is. And so then it's just so much fun. You can't wait to get to the next real colorful to see how it's going to work in the flower. So it's always fun. You never know how the flower's going to actually turn out till you get the whole flower done. It's a lot of fun, and it's not difficult, even though it does look like it's very intricate and very, like it would be really difficult.
It's not.
No.
It's not,
No.
yeah. So
Super
that's
easy.
a beauty to it. So
Fun.
fun.
Yeah. And that will be a Rhinebeck sweater. You'll see us all sporting those for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So, how much time do we?
got
Plenty.
Yeah.
Okay. So, my very next one is the Bindweed by Life is Cozy.
Right.
And I pulled it out a bit ago and discovered that I am right in the middle of a row on a cardigan. So the Bindweed is a cardigan, and the designer's name is Ksenia Naidyon, maybe, but she goes by Life is Cozy. And I gotta tell you, this thing is gorgeous. So it was in the Making
Making Stories?
Making
Making
Stories
Stories,
magazine.
right.
And when I saw it in there, I think I told you last time, I bought the magazine, and then, it's the e version of it, so it's not sitting on a shelf somewhere. And I forgot about it because you store those. I mean, yeah, they're in your library, but I also stored it in my files on my iPad, and it's not a place that I look often when I'm doing a pattern search. But oh my gosh, the more I get into this, the more I love it. So this is the sleeve, and then it has this beautiful cable that comes down the front along with this ribbing on the edge. So there will be no button, that's just the front band, and that comes down both sides. But oh my gosh, it's like the most beautiful. And I can't tell it, this looks like really Snow White, but I've got winter white pants that it's like a perfect match to. And it looks really tiny, but I've put it on and it fits just right. So,
Awesome.
and it's not blocked. So I'm using Cascade 220 Merino. I love Cascade. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I know somebody said they about had a heart attack when I said, and they're not making yarn anymore, right? But that was Cloudborne that I meant. And so I apologize for giving somebody a heart skip. But that is the beautiful yarn. And I think that this is just my second ball so far. But this is worsted weight. I am, I didn't write down what size I'm doing. I'm sure it's probably a 42 or a 44 because you want a little bit of ease in there for a cardigan. But I just thought for summertime,
Oh, that thing is
That's
so
gorgeous.
it would be really great to wear with just about anything. And
Yeah.
that is being held in my beautiful little sheepy bag by
Eldenwood.
Eldenwood Craft. And
I love that little
it.
bag.
Yeah.
It's so cute. And Janet gave those to us for Christmas.
Yes, she did.
We're so lucky.
Yes, we are so lucky. We have such great friends. Okay, so do you want to
Sure.
go?
Okay, so on the pressed flowers theme, I am doing the cardigan, and let's see, what size am I doing? I can't remember either. I'll have to look it up and let you know.
But your gauge is off anyway, right?
My gauge is off anyway, yeah. So, long story short, I'm going to end up. Okay, so I've separated one front.
So you finished clear up to the shoulder.
Up to the shoulder.
Yeah. Here, I can hold this behind
Oh,
you.
thank you. So, yeah, here we go.
Oh my gosh.
And it's a drop shoulder, so that'll be about right. And I thought it was going to be too big, and so this, I'm going to end up picking up stitches. I thought about steeking it and just cutting this off, but I decided I could just do this and to do the button band. So this is about the size of how long the button band will be, just a little bit wider. So at least you get the idea of how it's going to fit.
That's beautiful. Oh my gosh.
And the yarns that I am using, thank you, Tammi,
No problem.
is the background or main color is the Patagonia Organic Merino and by Juniper Moon Farm, and it is the colorway Anthracite. So it's not quite black, but it's pretty darn close. And then the other one I'm using is the Gilsk Tweed, and I don't have the label with me, but it's so pretty. It's got little speckles, and so I didn't do the color changing because I didn't think I was going to have enough to do a whole sweater. So I said, I've been wanting to use this for a while, and did a few swatches, and so here it is.
They're so
I hope that we got that okay.
Yeah, so there's so much happening though in that yarn changes. It's got little flecks in it. It goes from like green to a pale green to blue to like a cream color.
Yeah, there's a yellow in it.
Yeah, I mean it has a lot going on.
So
It looks like
And I think it's so versatile too for
Yeah.
a cardigan.
yeah, I think it'll be
To
really
maybe
nice.
not have a ton of colors to it.
Yeah, that is true. That's probably true.
yeah.
So I'm excited about it. So they'll be sporting all the changing colors, and I'll be sporting my cardigan.
You'll be able to take yours off if it gets warm.
I know. That was another thought. I'm like, well, I don't know. I might roast if I wore the other one.
Yeah.
So
You should be on the lookout for a top. You should take a little piece of that yarn
I
with you.
know. Well, you know what? I'm gonna have this left over, so I could make a little sleeveless top.
Oh, that would
Yes.
be a great idea.
Yeah.
Oh, make your own little cami to wear under it.
Yeah, man.
That's perfect.
I know.
Okay, so
Great idea.
do you think we're good? Should I show another?
Yeah,
I
I
have
think
5
you
minutes.
should.
Okay, yeah, I can show another in 5 minutes. Okay, so this one is the HOR number 19. It's HOR, and there's a little thing over the O. And so this one is by Hyggestrik. And so I am loving how this thing is turning out. You saw the picture. It's got those sloped shoulders with, it's really sleeveless, but because it's so drop shoulder, I think it's gonna be like about here on me. So here is what I have so far, and this is just really, I can't hardly put it down. Look at that. It's so springy, but there's so much detail. Now, I don't know if you can tell on the hem, it almost has a scallop to it. You're supposed to go back at the end and pick up those stitches and do an I-cord, but honestly, I'm gonna see after I block it, but I think I really love that little scalloped bottom. I don't think I wanna do that. So the yarn I'm using is BC Garn BioBalance. And we're all throwing yarn today. It went all the way back. Okay, I'll just show the tag
here you
then.
go.
It's BC Garn BioBalance. And in color 21, Red Barn. And here's what that looks like.
Pale red.
Huh?
Is it pale
Red Currant. Red Currant.
Oh, red currant.
What did I say, barn?
Yeah, you said red barn.
Sorry.
I'm like, wait a minute.
I got something else that is a barn color. Was that yours?
Yeah,
was
that's
that
my old barn.
Yeah, this is Red Currant, color 21. But you can see all of the little flecks in it. So this one is 55% wool and 45% cotton. And the other day I wore my, what's the short sleeve V-neck by Tanis Lavalley? You just wore yours yesterday.
Oh, the rocket tee.
Oh, yeah,
Rocket tee. I wore my rocket tee while I was knitting on this a couple of days ago because it was warmer. And I knit that in Holstgarn Coast, which is wool and cotton, and they feel exactly the same. Like it is identical content. So if you don't have Coast available, easily available to you, BC Garn BioBalance might be a really good option. So love this. It is fingering weight. I am knitting on a size 5 needle, and it's just deliciously squishy. And I love the color. So
It's gorgeous.
and the pattern, you almost
I
don't need to
love
carry
that
the pattern
pattern.
around with you.
Yeah,
you know, you
that
can,
is so beautiful. And it, it's simple, but it's so interesting.
yeah. So these are 50 gram skeins, and I have all of that with, just this much left. So I'll probably be able to get another inch or so with what I've got left.
Cool.
So I think this is probably, I bet it takes 4, which is, like 200 grams or slightly under 4 for the whole thing. And
Wow.
I'll be able
Wow.
to do a whole nother sweater out of what my quantity is. And I have this also in a yellow color that kind of reminds me of a ripe banana.
Oh. Oh, I bet that's pretty.
Yeah. I don't remember what the colorway's called, but now that I've knit with this a little bit, it makes me excited
Yeah, I guess.
about
so.
having it, having more in that.
Yeah.
Do you want to reset? Man. Okay, so do you have another whip?
I do. Let's see. Find my bag. Yeah, so I'm working on the Dingley Dell by Isabell Kraemer. And I am doing the size 44, and it's coming along.
Oh my.
We're talking colorful, man. They'll see me coming. Oh, that looks really good on the screen.
Yeah, it does.
So here we are. And the yarns that I'm using are the Holstgarn Supersoft in the colorway Indigo. And this was a gift from Tammi. And oh yeah, and this, I was curious because Tammi had a yarn that would bled badly.
It did, yeah.
And so I tried this to see how this was going to hold up, and it did. It was,
It bled.
yeah, it bled. So I wound off a whole bunch, made my little skeins out of it, soaked it, drained the water, soaked it again, drained the water, soaked it again. And so I'm really keeping my fingers crossed I don't have any color problems. And somebody asked if we use the color catcher for
They
that.
won't work on that.
No.
It's too much. So the one I did was Sloe, SLOE, and it's kind of a deep burgundy wine color. And there was so much color that came off of it. I knit, what was that? A cowl with a colorful yarn. And the dye just got so much in the other. I mean, the water was just, it looked like mud, red mud. It was really, really a lot of dye. So that's, I mean, that was a really good call. So she wound that off of a cone, which, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not hard to do.
No, that was easy to do. And then I just made a regular skein, and then I hung it to dry. And once that was dry, then I just
Put it on
up.
your Swift and wound it. Yeah. I mean, it's easy
Yeah.
to do. It takes some time, but boy, it'll sure save a project.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, and then the other yarn I'm using is the Linen Quill by Pearl Soho in Pink Pop. And it is pink and it pops big time.
Yeah. Mhm. It's not quite as bright as it shows up. It's such a deeper pink. I wonder, nope. It's like blowing out. It's so,
Yeah, it's
so
real
hot.
Yeah, let's see. Can you see how hot it is here?
Yeah, but it's even blowing out there.
Yeah, so anyway. And then the third yarn I'm using is the Zen Yarn Garden Serenity 20 in the colorway Flower Power. And the colors are perfect for kind of a contrast color.
Yeah.
And, you know, but it pulls everything together. So, and I love the way she's doing the increases for the sleeves. So I don't know if you can see that. It's almost like it's like a sleeve cap.
Like almost set in.
Yeah.
It's got the look of that.
So it's hard to see kind of on here because of all the different colors, but, and I can't hold it. So there, it starts up here and then it just goes around and goes down. So I'm really enjoying knitting on it. It's a 24 gauge, which is not my thing, but
You know what? You're going to love it. Love
Yeah.
wearing it.
yeah. So
That's me. I'm not a big fan of knitting such a tiny gauge, but I am a fan of wearing the
it,
tiny
yeah.
gauge. Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be really nice, and I think I'm going to make this a 3/4 length sleeve because, you know, with it's a pretty light yarn and it's fingering, and I think a 3/4 length sleeve would be perfect for fall and spring and cold summer days.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
there we go.
Okay.
And
So, do you have one more?
Yep.
Why don't you go ahead and go?
Okay. Mine is the Miss Arena by Caitlin Hunter. And this is one of those patterns that both Tammi and Claudia have made, and I just love theirs. So the opportunity arose for me to go ahead and make it. I was excited to finally make it. So here's what I have so far. It's not a lot. Humble beginnings here. So it's the top down.
And you're doing are you doing the labels or the labels? The lace or the cables now?
Some of both.
Both, yeah.
Oh,
So you do cables every so often and lace. And the yarns that I'm using is the Malabrigo Cicero. And the color work is going to be done in this beautiful color here, which is the Sand Bank. And the Cicero. And then the other color is the Dewberry. And I have knitted with this yarn on a couple other sweaters, and I just love working with it. It's just a really beautiful yarn. It is a sport weight, and it has 50% mulberry silk, 25% merino wool, and 25% linen. And it is just luscious. It's a little bit shiny from the silk, and it's just really soft, and it's really cool to wear, and it's just really nice. So I'm enjoying working on this.
Those colors are pretty together.
They are gorgeous. It's going to be really, really beautiful.
Nice and subtle.
Yeah. For sure.
Okay, so I have one more active whip, and that is The Friend to Friend by Leslie Friend. And I have decided that I'm going to knit these for each of my girls. So we have 6 kids, and everybody is married. So 4 of those are daughters, and then 2 are sons with lovely wives. And so they're all gonna get a shrug, and I have multiple colors. So the yarn is Hue and Me, and it is very inexpensive. It is I think a super bulky. It's bulky. It's number 5. And here's what the label looks like. So I bought them on Amazon, but I think you could probably get them at Joann's Fabrics and maybe Michael's as well. So I knit the first one, and I did the size 51, I think. No, I am 51 around the shoulders. I did the size 54. And Karen came over to visit, and I had her try it on, and it was just a little bit snug. So rather than going up to the next size, I went up a needle size. And so it's going to be a little bit bigger. And I also, I don't know if any of you have done this, but I knit the ribbing longer, because she felt like she needed it to be a little bit longer. And the one that I have that I knit first that was a little tight on her, I wear it and it's the perfect length for me, but the ribbing flips up. And I don't know, I haven't blocked it, so that could be part of it, but it could be that it's just a tiny bit snug, and when you move your arms, it causes that to flip. So I thought maybe if I make the ribbing longer, also, instead of doing the extra inch that she wanted in the body, I did it in part of it in the ribbing to make that a little bit longer and hope it keeps it from flipping. But I got that started, and you can do one of these in about 2 days. I'm not kidding you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's...
Well, with those great big needles
Yeah.
and the big yarn.
And you cast on, and you're constantly... This is a free pattern, friend to friend, and you're constantly decreasing as you go up. So you know, it gets smaller and smaller, and it just keeps going faster and faster. I'm using a US 11, which is an 8mm. And so I think it called for a 10. I got gauged with a 10, but like I said, I wanted to knit it a little bit bigger. So that's how I'm rolling with that one. Oh, the color, sorry, this is Peacoat. So it is a very, very dark blue. Mm-hmm. It's almost like a blue-gray, but it's a beautiful color. And they have multiple colors of this. There's like a camel, and I brought the other yarn to show you when we get to that point. But those are, you know, different colors. So, any more whips?
No.
Me either, sort of.
Sort of. Okay.
Well, I have a couple of swatches that I've done because I'm really, really ready, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And
Go for it.
well, there's one that I'm like super excited about, and I'm not even exactly sure what I'm making, but I am exactly sure that I love the swatch. So remember I talked about Dressica, the app that tells you what your color season is, right? We all talked about that, and I've shown it a couple of times. So I have had this Knitting for Olive yarn for, oh my gosh, it's the Merino in the Wildberry colorway. I have had this for a while, and it's not my color, but I think it's like 50%. I really wanted it to be in the 90s percents. Mm-hmm. So to make that darker Pearl Soho was having a sale and they had their tussock mohair on sale. I think it was like 25% off. So here's the label for that. And here's the color I got, which is ripe boysenberry. So if you can see, the core on that is very light. It's almost exactly the color of the Knitting for Olive. So what I decided to do was hold those two together and see what kind of fabric I get. And here's what I have. So it's nice and fluffy, and the darker color is more the fluff on top, and it does marl it just a little bit. So I did this on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 size 9 needle, and that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 14, 16. That is a 16 stitch gauge. And I was thinking that the petite knit cumulus blouse would be really good, because I've seen so many people make that. It's typically with 2 strands of lace, but you know, the Knitting for Olive merino is such a lightweight that I think I can pull that off, and certainly at this gauge I think it would be really good. And it's, I can see you through it, but you can't see me through it. So I think it would be really nice. But if anybody's got any suggestions for a pattern at a 16 stitch gauge, I am totally open for hearing about it, because I'm not quite sure, but I'm really excited. And I mean, I blocked it, so feel how.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's just like
Very,
heavenly,
very
right?
soft,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, right.
So I want to knit something with that. Since I've swatched, I really want to get something on the needle.
Yeah.
So anyway, help if you can come up with an idea. help a friend. So what do you have? I know you've got some yarn laying there.
Oh, I do. So we're talking yarn. And I've been on a bit of a yarn diet, but then I have some yarn that I wanted to make. It's called Amelie's Sweater by Astrid Troland. And I wanted to find the yarn to do it, to make it with, because I found this yarn. My brother and sister-in-law and I went to the Lavender Festival in Michigan maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and I found this gorgeous alpaca. And I mean, my goodness, it is so soft. It's called Trifecta, and it's from Powder Puff Packas. And so there were 3 different alpacas used, and here's their little pictures.
Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. And that explains why it's such 3 really good colors.
Yeah. So those are the guys that were used with this. And so when I saw that pattern, I thought, oh, this would be a good option. And then I only have 2 of these skeins, and there's 150 yards each, and it's worsted. So I went out and found some yarn. Then I go. So I first saw this, which is the, let's see, Cascade Friday Harbor in colorway charcoal.
Those look beautiful together.
Yeah. And this is silk and wool. Let's see. Yeah, merino wool and 80% wool, 20% silk. So I thought those 2 would be good together, but then I wasn't 100% sure. And then Pearl Soho was having a sale. So I bought some of the Plenty, Pearl Soho Plenty. But I think I'm convinced. I think I
Yeah.
like this one the best with it.
Yeah, I do too. I like the marling, the little
Bit of-
yeah.
Yeah, so I
The
think
tonal quality that the silk probably lends to that makes it really go.
yeah. So I am planning on that at some point, and we'll have a picture up here. Do you want me
Oh
to
yeah, they would
finish?
have already seen it. Yeah, sure. Go ahead,
Might
show
as
your
well.
birthday present.
So Janet and I both had birthdays in May. Hers was yesterday. Mine was like a week and a half ago. Anyway, Tammi bought us both some of this beautiful Frankie Gray Fibers hand-dyed yarns. It's Surrey alpaca. I don't know if that's coming, hopefully that's coming around okay. It's Surrey alpaca, 65% baby Surrey and 35% silk. We have 3 skeins, 400 meters each.
Here's
Yeah,
the
there's
one
there's
that
Janet's.
Tammi got me.
And the purple's coming across pretty close to color. This one is,
It's blowing out a little bit.
it almost is flamingo orange.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
And you found yarn to go with that, right?
I
to hold
did.
it with.
Pearl Soho. And they're, yeah, and I can't remember what it's called. Poppy, red poppy or something
Yeah.
like that, but it's not red. It's an orangey red.
Yeah, and it's she held this up to the screen, and oh my gosh, it's gonna glow on top of it. It's just gonna be so good, you know. Like,
Yeah.
it'll be the combination you want.
Yeah, and I have no idea what to make with that, but we'll figure something out. And if you have a really good idea, it'll probably end up being a DK.
So is that a fingering weight yarn that was that linen quill
Yeah.
that you picked up that's
Yeah.
in that orange color? Okay, that's yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that'll give you a better idea. So
Yeah.
Surrey and fingering.
So this is the company that the grocery girls.
It is.
Which one, Jody?
It's Jody's. Jody and her daughter are Frankie Gray Fibers. They used to have a different name. I forget what the name was before, but they've been Frankie Gray for, I don't know, probably a year or so. That's her cat's name, or one of her cat's names. I don't know if she's got multiple or not, but you're right though. She was showing some of these colors at a couple of episodes ago, and I was like, oh, my girls, they have to have these colors. I didn't even bring mine down. Of course, I bought me a set too. Mine are kind of a gold color.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like a whiskey, kind of whiskey golden-ish.
Oh, pretty.
Yeah, but
Very
we'll have to figure
pretty.
out something. That'd be kind of cool to have like 3 things that go together.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so you have a little bit more yarn, right?
I do. So I had purchased some Cascade 220. And this is the non-superwash in the worsted weight version. I think it was considered Aran weight, but it feels really worstedy. So these are, and all I have is color numbers on these. Like this is color 2433.
Looks like
But
a
it's the
teal.
Cascade 220 Heathers. Yeah, it's a very tealy color.
Beautiful.
And this is color 9634. So I need to look those up and
That's really
figure out what the
pretty,
color
too.
names actually are on them.
That looks like the
So-
yarn you use for
Yes.
your
Mine was Stephen West, some Stephen and Penelope, and the sweater. I can't remember the
I
sweater
know
name.
it's a color
Color work, yeah, gorgeous color work. I'm drawing a blank on.
We
what
can
that
find
was,
it
but
if we
yeah.
need to.
Yeah, so I'm planning, they were on sale at it was either Lovecrafts or Webb's, and they were on sale. And I've been wanting to get some Cascade 220, and plus I wanted to do some more color work with these. So
That's beautiful.
yeah, so these are the 2 I picked.
Yeah, and I can tell you, just having worked with Cascade a lot lately, it's really, really good. So I don't have a lot of acquisitions, but I do have 4 different colors of the same. And so I said that I was making the friend to friend for the girls. So 2 of them are going to be in that peacoat color. And then these are some of the other colors. So this one is Love Song. And it's kind of like a dusty, like a deep dusty rose. This color is Agave, and it's a little more green than what it's coming across on the screen. That almost looks like a teal color, but it's it almost looks like, if you're familiar with the plant lamb's ear, it almost is that color. Isn't that what it's called, the lamb's ear? That pale green one that looks like it's furry?
It's kind of a silvery green.
Yeah, like a gray green almost. This color is Sea Glass, and that one is probably a little more accurate. And then the last one is Crush, and I imagine that is a grape, like a Merlot crush, like a grape,
Yes.
a wine crush, but that is just gorgeous. So okay, I don't need to show them. All 4 of those. We are having a time. Okay. All right, so we have our 4,000 subscriber winners, and Janet, you want to talk about the pattern that is going to go with the blue bag?
Sure. So the pattern has been a gift from one of our viewers, JP Fiber Arts, and the pattern is called All the Hedgehogs. So you will be gifted that along with this beautiful blue bag with our Woolen Wine logo. And beautiful, can be reversible to have this pattern, and it's on the inside. So this is a sweaters quantity size bag. We love these bags,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you will too.
So the winner of that bag and the pattern and one of those little cork pouches, which we always try to give away, as long as we have those, there'll be one in each gift. Clarissa Kelly -FR 8th. Clarissa, you're the winner of that bag. Yeah. Woo!
Congratulations!
Good job for you. Yeah. So then the next one.
So we have this beautiful hawthorn fingering yarn from Knit Picks in the colorway of Park Rose.
Gorgeous.
That is really beautiful.
As well as this beautiful bag with our logo on it. And the birds, beautiful. And then it's got the denim on the inside.
Gorgeous.
Oh,
This goes to...
That's for Shelly Craft 4273. So congratulations, Kelly. Woo! So both of you, you need to email us your complete mailing address and your actual name. I mean, I assume Shelly Craft and Clarissa Kelly, but I'm not positive. So send us your names, your complete mailing address. If you live out of the country, give us your cell phone number as well for the customs form. And our email is included in the show notes. So definitely email that to us, because that's, don't leave it as a comment on here, because that, you don't want to have all that information out there for the world to see. But yeah, congratulations. That is so
That is so
exciting.
exciting.
We're
We're
so
so-
happy to
yeah.
have all of our wonderful subscribers.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you guys are the bomb. Absolutely. Okay, so I guess we go to the tasting table now.
Sounds great.
That
Sounds
sound like a
perfect.
winner?
Yep.
Okay, see you there.
See you there.
Our wine today that we're showcasing is a white wine, and it's from Chateau de Beauregard du Court. And it comes from the Entre du Mers appellation. I may not be saying all of that correct, but it is considered a little more on the bold side, and it's more on the dry. And it's in the middle between soft and acidic. And people mention that it kind of has this citrus and grapefruity and lemony to it. And it's kind of,
Almost an
Has-
apricot too.
yeah, it has honey, green apple,
Yeah.
pears, melons.
Yeah, definitely the green apples, because it has a little tartness to
Yeah,
it.
tropical, some pineapple.
It's delicious. That would be great with a salad. Right?
True.
Yeah, definitely.
Lots of really interesting flavors people mention. Vanilla oak, butter, and then we go to cherry pomegranate,
Oh, right. Lily and magnolia.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
thyme, dark fruits.
You know, it's funny. Everybody's palate is different. And, you know, you could put 3 different people in a room and have them taste the same thing and write down what they taste or smell. And it could all be similar, or it could all be so completely different. You know, you could have 2 catching the same thing. It's very fresh.
It is very fresh. It's a good summer wine. Sit on
And
the
this is a
patio.
2020. And
It's distributed by Heidelberg.
At least locally
Right.
here.
right.
Well,
locally
imported
here.
by them.
Oh, it was imported by them. Huh. Okay.
And it's a reasonable priced wine. On
Oh,
here
it
it
is.
mentions $12.45.
Wow.
So it's still available.
I don't
then.
think I think we paid a little more for that in Ohio, but this is what they said it here on Vivino.
So my guess is we
So-
probably taste this at one of the
Absolutely.
wine events.
It was one of the holiday wine
Oh,
shows
yeah.
that we went to, and I surprisingly really liked this.
Yeah.
It was a French, and it was a reasonable price, and it was rather tasty.
Right. This would be good with some
So-
of the soft cheeses too. Some of those soft French.
Oh, yeah. Brie would be yummy.
Yeah, wouldn't it? Yeah, and even some of the, like it could hold up to the fats of maybe some of the meats. You know, the hams and
Yeah.
salamis, or
Wonder how blue cheese would taste with this.
I don't know. I have some upstairs.
We might have to try it
There
later.
we go. I bet it would be good.
I bet it would be
Yeah.
too. Yeah, because it's got the fat, and I think that would.
But like a strawberry salad with nuts and maybe blue cheese and some kind of meat, like even grilled chicken or
Man, you're making
something
me
like
hungry.
that. Yeah, right. Sorry. Sorry about that. But wouldn't those all
Oh,
the
yeah,
flavors would
very
all
good,
be really
yeah.
good with that?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to our winners. Such
Yeah, for
excitement. We're
sure.
so happy
Yeah.
to be able to give these gifts to
Yeah.
you, and we're very happy having 4,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
too.
and thank you to the poem.
Oh my
writer.
gosh.
Oh,
I still am
that's-
blown away by that poem.
Yeah,
That's
we
just
love
such a
that
beautiful. Yeah, really.
We've
neat.
already talked about having something having that poem printed on something.
Right.
like
a T-shirt.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or a yarn bag.
Yeah,
Something.
something.
We'll
we
reach
love
out
it.
to you first and ask. Maybe if you're watching, you can tell us. Is that okay?
Right.
Will that bother you if we do that? Because we
We'll
really love it.
Yeah, we do. And we definitely give you credit.
Yes,
So,
for sure. Yeah, we didn't come up with that. That's all you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And we think your name is Deborah. So let us know if that's not right. Give us the syllable pronunciation because that's what we called you. So
Yeah.
but yeah, so send us an email if you're a winner, and we'll get those prizes out to you right away. Just I mean, I could today. We're off a day because Janet's birthday was yesterday. We all hung out together and had some fun shopping for pottery and wandering around in Yellow Springs, and then we went to dinner last night at the Winds and had a fabulous dinner. Then went back to Roger and Janet's house to have birthday cake
And we
all
played
the
games
things.
and
And now it was just a spectacular day. So it was a busy day. So we decided that today would be a better day. So we're a little late getting out to you, but it's okie dokie, right?
All right.
Yeah.
All this for us, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's all for today.
Yeah.
So just remember, if you can't be with the wine you love, love the wine you're with. Cheers.
These really make a lot of sound.